3 trial update, what happened in the morning. First off, here's what happened on day 3. So we're halfway through the morning. We're on lunch break right now. And the detective, FBI special agent, continued his testimony from yesterday. He's kind of interesting, if you ask me. One, he's African-American. He's got tightly braided cornrows. He's testifying in this hip-hop murder case where the defendants are all African-American, the jurors are all white, the judge is white. I guess there's some Hispanic jurors, and the entire audience is African-American. When he reads the text messages into evidence, oftentimes there's the use of the N-word there a lot, and he never says the N-word. He always replaces it with dude or folks, and there's always like a little murmur and a thought and some opinions amongst the crowd about that. In general, what's really interesting about him, and the judge kind of cautioned the prosecution about him, that he's giving a lot of opinions and he's giving a lot of his take on what these text messages mean. And to the extent the prosecution wants him to act like some type of opinion expert, fine. But guess what? On cross, we're going to let the defense go deep into his opinions and why he thinks the way he thinks. And that's exactly what happened. Brian Steele just finished his cross. Let me first talk about the evidence that came in through this special agent, and then let's talk about how Steele dealt with it on cross. So first, just finishing up on some of the testimony that came up yesterday. I mentioned in my last video, I'd bring it back for you. So NBA Youngboy came up, there was a post, there was a comment, it said something about NBA, and this agent went, oh, this is the start of the beef, and there was an objection. They went to sidebar, and basically this is not part of the evidence, this is not part of the allegations. Any claims of beefs between Youngboy and Durk are just extraneous to what has been presented, and so that conversation was stopped. Then there was this text message coming shortly after the murder in Los Angeles of Mr. Robinson, and Durk is saying, I think it was Taekwondo, but there's a text allegedly from Durk where he says, I don't want to squash nothing. I'm not talking about no peace. You want peace, take a piece of the switch. And that dovetailed with the earlier testimony from the detective or the forensics guy about a switch being used.